Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next edition of the Typone Partner Spotlight webinar series. I am very excited to introduce our friends from Digital Onboarding today. We have some pretty cool topics to discuss. We're going to give it about 2 minutes to let everyone join in, to get their audio all squared away, and we'll be right back to start things off. So bear with us for the next 2 minutes, and we'll be back. All right, we're going to go ahead and kick things off. So again, welcome to the next edition of Typone Partner Spotlight webinar series. Today we are joined by our friend John Wallace from Digital Onboarding. Just as a quick reminder before we jump in, GoToWebinar does put all of our attendees on mute. So we do ask that you use the question section to type in your questions. There's a little bubble with a question mark. If you chat in there, we will take all of those questions at the end of the webinar. I'll read them out loud to John, give him an opportunity to respond, and we'll wrap up with that. So with that, John, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking some time out of your day, and thanks for talking to us about some of the, what I think are really cool things that you guys are doing with helping credit unions to have better digital engagement and just better engagement as a whole. So welcome, it's all yours.
Thanks, Josh. Really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to talk a little about the digital onboarding platform. So what we'll do is we'll just take you through a few slides to talk about the problem that we're trying to solve out there. Then I'll take you into the sort of the member experience demo. Then we'll open it up to any questions that the viewers will have. Does that sound like a good agenda? Sounds great. All right. So the digital onboarding platform is a rather broad platform as far as use cases. For the purpose of the webinar today, we'll focus mainly on the checking account activation piece. But in a nutshell, what we try to do at digital onboarding is help credit unions grow engagement and profitability by making it easier for them to build that one-to-one relationship at scale. You think about in the past, when a member would open up an account at a credit union, they'd probably stop in a couple weeks later, deposit their checks, talk to the branch manager, talk to the member service rep a little bit about what's happening in their lives. But now in a digital world, it's really difficult to build that relationship. So that's what we try to help the credit unions do. So when you think about the checking account, which is the primary account for most family households, just because somebody opens up a checking account at your institution doesn't mean you have a relationship. So what we found is credit unions spend around $300 just to get somebody to walk in the door or open up an account online. And then typically what they do is they'll follow up with a phone call or a letter from the president or CEO welcoming that member to the credit union. But it's usually during the phone calls are during the credit union's business hours, and it's also the members' work hours. So they sort of leave a lot of voicemails out there, and those letters typically get thrown in the mail. So what we find is 25 to 40% of those accounts are closed within a year. So when you think about spending $300 to acquire an account, and let's just say you open up 1,000 accounts a year, spending over $300,000 to do that And if you're losing $75,000, that's a pretty big hole in that acquisition bucket. So the opportunity is really big. So the Javelin Strategy and Research did a study, and what they basically say here is that if you can get a member to activate their debit card, get direct deposit signed up, and use that account to pay bills, they consider that a fully engaged member, and those members are 4 times more likely to choose the credit union as their primary financial institution. And with that, they'll add an extra $212 in incremental annual profit to the credit union. So you also see that only 45% of the membership are fully engaged. So that leaves us a huge opportunity to work with that other 55% to get them engaged. So how do we do this? So once an account is opened up, the digital onboarding platform will send out an email message or a text message to that new member with a link to a personalized microsite with an automatic guide to help that member adopt those account-related services. So at any point, if that member would drop out from that site, we also have the ability to send out an email or text message reminder to help nudge them through the process. We also offer gamification. So if you want to offer a reward for that member to complete that journey, we can do that. The really powerful thing about the platform is it's digital. So we provide analytics and insight immediately at your fingertips. So it's a really strong tool for the credit union. We can also offer split testing. So you're always trying to make these campaigns perform better and better. So you always want to keep testing. So how do we compare to other marketing automation platforms out there? Number one, we're much more cost efficient than most of the other ones out there. They're usually rather expensive to license those. We're extremely easy to implement. It takes usually 4 to 6 weeks for us to get one of our customers up and running, where most of those other platforms take anywhere from 12 to 18 months. And the platform is data driven. So instead of having that bias from a human decision tree, our platform uses data to actually provide those the insights back to the customers or to the members. The other thing is it's not really like a Ronco rotisserie where you set it and forget it. You're always trying to make these things perform better, and that's where the A/B testing comes into play. So we talked already about the checking activation piece, but some of the other ways that you can use the platform is cross-selling. So any other products or services that you would like to get out in front of your members, you could do that. Mergers and acquisitions. The industry is in a process of consolidation right now. So there's a lot of credit unions merging with other credit unions acquiring other banks. So this is a great way to get those new members onto your platform with as little friction as possible. Education is a big thing in the credit union industry these days, financial wellness. So this is another great use case to get that information out to your members on how to save money. And then ad hoc campaigns. Simply, if you want to try to increase the e-statement adoption, you can create a campaign very easily through the platform. So the performance. This is where the rubber meets the road, in my opinion. So DCU, being one of the largest credit unions in the country, used our platform to help with the direct auto loan members to get them to adopt a checking account. Everyone knows that most auto loan members are very unengaging. And so whenever they opened up that account, they were sent out a digital onboarding journey, and DCU saw an 18% lift in the cross-sell of a checking account. Certified Federal, one of our newest customers, they ran 2 campaigns in a cross-sell of a credit card. In the fall, they used a non-personalized email to try to get people to sign up for a credit card. And then in the spring, using the digital onboarding platform, sent out a personalized journey, and they saw 100% lift in the spring campaign versus the fall campaign. Hudson River and Garden Savings, the 2 credit unions in the middle there, you see double-digit and triple-digit growth in the KPIs. Both of those credit unions were looking to improve upon. We talked a little bit about that ad hoc campaign performance earlier. This one really got me excited. Certified Federal, again, one of our newer customers, when we all got hit with the COVID-19 pandemic, they, in less than 24 hours, were able to create a campaign to their full membership base, letting them know, their branches would be closed, to get access to your account, you're going to want to use online banking and or mobile banking. And using our mobile app download widget, they saw a 15% mobile app adoption through that campaign. Alliance Credit Union, they ran a pre-qualified mortgage offer, and they saw for every dollar invested in that, they got $18 return on that. So they were really excited about the performance of that campaign. So as far as our customers go, we have 42 FIs up on the platform. Synchrony Financial, being our largest customer to date, is a $90 billion private label credit card issuer. First University is probably one of our smallest customers. They are a 12 million asset credit union in Waco, Texas. The great news is no matter the size, all of you have the same access to our platform and the feature functionality. So let's get into a demo. Give me a second to switch out of this. So let's pretend that I just opened up an account at my credit union. I immediately get an email sent out to me and a text message with a personalized message asking me to click on this link to set up my account. I click on the link. It now takes me to that personalized microsite with the steps that the credit union wants me to take to activate my account completely. So you can see it's personalized right here with Josh. I have the steps across the top that the credit union wants me to take. And at the bottom, there's always the ability for that new member to click to email, click to call, click to schedule a meeting with me if they would like. So the first step of the journey here is logging into online banking. So we have a simple call to action here that will take you out to the online banking site for you to log into it. Obviously, this is an important step in the process because if you don't get into online banking, you're not going to be able to sign up for bill pay. You're not going to be able to sign up for e-statements. So this is the first step that we have in here. Then the next step is getting the mobile app. So here again is just some information about why you'd want to download the mobile app. And all you have to do is enter in your phone number, click send me the link, and now I will receive a link on my phone that will link me to the proper store, whether it's an Android store or the iOS store, and all I have to do is click on that and download the app. We also have built in another feature where all I have to do is hover my camera over this QR code, and it will take me automatically to the store as well to download it. Next step, activating the debit card. So if you have instant issuance and the member walks out with an active debit card, we could skip this step. But if this is one where the member is going to receive a card in the mail, you're going to make sure that they're activating that card. So you give them the information to activate it. They can also insert it into any ATM. And so right here, we could have a call to action out to your ATM locator. Another thing we can do here is we can embed third-party apps into the platform. So this is one where you can actually have your members sign up for those auto enroll payments like iTunes, Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, so that your new debit card is now getting used right from the beginning. Simply as click and get started, I select the items that I want to switch over. My card appears here. I verify that that's my card. Then I'll log into the account and it'll pass it over. Now direct deposit. So in this one, we provide the standard information that somebody would need to go to their HR department to get that account set up. If you want to actually reveal the checking account number, we know this is personal information. We have the ability to light authenticate that. So we click on this, ask them to send me a code. Send me the code. Once I receive the code, that my account number would appear right there. Final step is sharing some feedback. Now that we've got you through this, let's see how you feel about this. I'm very satisfied for this. So it could be a multiple choice, yes, no, simple content if you want to type in there. This is great. And now I've completed my journey. So that's the basic user experience here for the checking activation piece. You can see up here, I'm completely finished with this. Now, at any point, if I would have stopped on any of these steps, like I said earlier, we have the ability to send out a reminder message via text or email that would bring you right back into wherever you left off so you can complete that step. So I'm going to show you one more use case here. And this is the merger and acquisition one. So I know that's, again, becoming rather prevalent these days. So again, we have an email sent out to the new member. And these are the steps now, pretty similar to what we did with the checking activation piece, but now we're talking about key dates available to them. You can put a calendar in there letting them know all the different things that are going to happen in the next 30, 60, 90 days. A to-do list, things that they'll need to do. And we can also send out reminders prior to those days to let them know that they need to do these things. Digital banking, again, enroll now. We can also watch a quick start demo. We can embed videos into this here for you. We talked about the debit card piece already. And then also a little bit about the credit union. So you could have a picture of the president or CEO of the credit union here. You could have a video from them, a little link to a fax page, or learn more about the credit union so that they know, what's happening with the new credit union. And then again, finally, the feedback. Multiple choice, yes, no's, and type it in. Submit, and I am finished. So that has been the member experience for two different use cases. I will pause now and see, Josh, if we have any questions.
Yeah, thanks, John. So,
Sure.
one of the things that I think about digital onboarding, it's a plus and it's a negative, honestly. The negative is that your positive is your solution is so darn simple and easy. It makes for only a 17-minute webinar, man.
And that was two different use cases.
I know, right? I think that's one of the things that really draws me to this, right? Is it's really simple, clean, and easy, and it makes it so that just from even my own personal views, right, that abandonment is going to be really low, right? It's really clearly defined, short number of steps that all have really big impacts on my member experience and my understanding of what things are available to me at my institution and how to set them up. So I think it's pretty cool stuff.
Great, thank you very much. That's really.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, again, that's sort of the power of the platform. Very easy to use, simple to implement. It's built for financial institutions, and we know that a lot of the platforms out there are extremely difficult for them to use, and so they just sort of get left alone, and nobody really does anything with them.
Yeah, and Josh, this is Lori McLaughlin, Chief Marketing Officer here at Digital Onboarding. The other thing I'd add is that most of our customers had previously been relying on things like direct mail, paper welcome kits, and phone calls, which are obviously hard to track, but they're also one shot, right? You give out that welcome kit and you don't know what happens to it. With this system, I think one of the beauties of it is that you can nudge people over the first 30 days and really track what every member is doing and where they're getting stuck.
Yeah, Lori, that brings up a good point that I wanted to have you guys talk about. I know we've talked about this in the past of just the philosophy of how, the digital onboarding solution really kind of encourages members to continue through the process, right? I kind of liken it to, it drives me absolutely bonkers when my Apple Watch buzzes and says, Joshua, you're usually further along in your rings by today, and I'm like, I'm not moving as much. I'm not standing as much. I want to get it. It's for no other reason than I just want to complete my stupid little circle, right? And I think that's a lot of what you're capturing here too. So maybe if you guys want to talk a little bit about just the how that plays into people's almost emotions.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, the truth is, when you get a new member, They may have the best intentions of using that account, switching their direct deposit, getting the mobile app, but people get busy, and those nudges really help, right? You're making it easier for them to do what they want, and seeing that ring progress helps them track their own progress. So yeah, people typically need to be reminded more than once, not because they don't want to do it, but simply because they get distracted. And obviously the use cases that we've shown here, particularly the first one, relates to when someone first opens an account. But once they're done with that journey, we'll send them on a new one. Maybe we'll, cross-sell a mortgage depending on their situation, or message them about a new app feature that's just been introduced. So we look at it as a platform to really address the full life cycle of a member.
Thanks, Lori. And one of the questions that came through is just actually kind of directly related to that. So how does this work with potentially other marketing solutions that the credit unions already leverage?
Sure. So our customers kind of split into two camps. Some of the largest institutions that you saw on the logo slide, so institutions like Synchrony and John Hancock, they've got multiple systems, right, within their ginormous organizations. They value our platform because of what you said, Josh, which is that it's so simple. And so I'm not going to reveal who, but a very large institution told us that, we're kind of their testing ground, that they can deploy tests and get the results 4 times faster than they can with their other very complex platform. Another customer that's huge told us that, sure, I'm sure we could do this with our existing system, but it would never get prioritized. It'd probably take a year and a half to do, and we got them off the ground in weeks. The rest of our customers, they use it as their marketing platform. They use it from everything from notifications about branch closures during the pandemic to new account opening, onboarding, and it's really their end-to-end solution. So you can plug it into an existing stack, or you can use it as your go-to engagement platform.
Gotcha, that's really helpful. One of the other questions that came through is actually one that I had a question about too, so good timing. Tell me a little bit more about this stored credit card info changeover. I didn't even know you guys could do that.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, so that's a third-party product out there. It's called Card Swap. And so let me get into that one for you again, just show you. So there are other products out there that can do the same thing, but the neat thing about it is we can actually embed it into that journey so that you can keep that member engaged at this point.
That's super cool. Yeah, I mean, I would have 100% thought that that was just a native part of your guys' workflow and solution. So that's really neat how you've integrated that.
Yeah, one thing that we didn't get to demo due to time is kind of the admin experience. So this is an example of a web page embed. So you can embed web pages, videos, images, the mobile app widget, the thing that John showed you where you just enter your mobile number and it automatically detects the right app for your phone. That's super easy to set up. You simply click a plus symbol, insert the widget, paste 2 links, the links to your stores, and you're done. Same with videos. Insert a video, just paste the URL for YouTube, Wistia, whatever platform you use, and it neatly frames right in the journey. So this is really, we built a tool that doesn't require any coding, and I think that's really important.
Thanks, Lori. That's really helpful. So one of the other questions that came through, I'm pretty selfishly interested in hearing how you guys answer this, because I know you touched on it a little bit in the slides. So talk to us a little bit about how digital onboarding can also help through a digital banking conversion, right? Notifying members before the conversion, what's coming and happening, and educating them about the new product, and then helping to get them enrolled into the new digital banking solution on Go Live and post Go Live.
Sure. I mean, really, it's not that different than when you get a brand new member. I mean, you've got to do a lot of the same activities, switching them over and getting them comfortable with the new online banking platform, the new mobile app, and really using that opportunity to showcase the cool features that you offer. That's another situation where paper doesn't do it. Like, it really doesn't. It's not a great look to mail someone a piece of paper to brag about digital capabilities. Like, we want this to be digital. And again, one of the neat parts of the platform is leading up to that conversion, you can remind them what they need to do, and you can kind of educate them in little bits and chunks about different features. One that comes to mind is how to deposit a paper check. We know that's not the majority, but nearly the majority of all branch visits. So just education, and also showing them what they need to do to get access. That can all be done. Everything that you see here on this page, even the number of steps, what the steps are called, it's completely up to you.
Thanks, Lori. Yeah, I know, just, speaking from Typhone experience, right, member communication pre-digital banking conversion has a major impact on the success of go live day, and quite frankly, the number of calls that hit the call center, right?
Yep.
We see it across our credit unions through the conversion process. The ones that do more and better touch points with their members about what changes are coming, what key dates to be aware of, what things are going to look like on conversion day, what things are going to be new. Just the better that is spelled out, the smoother the process. And again, the less the call center gets staffed, right? So
Yeah.
I think this is a really, really smart way of being able to not have to dedicate resources to, like John was saying, picking up the phone and calling members and saying, hey, guess what? In 6 weeks, we're changing digital banking providers. Here's what you need to do. But calling them, Tuesday at 3 o'clock and it goes to voicemail type of thing.
Absolutely.
All right, let me just switch back here. I guess we got 3 minutes left. Just wanted to sort of, go over what we talked about today. So as far as the platform itself, it's purpose built for the financial institutions by industry veterans. We all have years and years of experience working with financial institutions. You're trained and supported by our customer success team. We have great references out there talking about how enjoyable it was, how easy the implementation went, and the continued support that our team provides for them. Simple to operate. I've mentioned 4 to 6 weeks we can get you up and running. Certainly more effective than the traditional tactics, and certainly cheaper than trying to make up for that silent attrition out there. So with all of that, I hope you guys enjoyed our presentation and the webinar. Love to hear from you and set up some demos to give you guys a little bit more detail on the back end of this.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John. And Lori, thanks so much for jumping in and helping answer some questions here at the end. We really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to present and show folks a little bit of how you're helping the credit union industry. So thank you again. As a reminder to everyone, if you have additional questions about how digital onboarding can support your credit union, if you're a current Typhone customer, please feel free to reach out to your account management, myself, or even just directly to John. Obviously, if you're not a Typhone customer yet, please feel free to reach out to John directly. His information is shared in our website on the digital onboarding events page for this webinar. Thank you again to everyone. Thanks, John. Thanks, Lori. Have a great day.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.